Hi, thanks for joining me on Learning with Natural Hair. So today I'm going to come to you and show you how I put my, well, not how to put the rollers in, but you'll get to see how I put my rollers in and also how I slept in them. And I slept in this satin cap, which did leave a line in my forehead this morning, but I had taken it off and put it back on because I wanted to keep my hair from getting too wet. So yeah, that's the satin cap that I slept in last night. Now I've been sleeping in my satin cap for a little bit, and I was like, I should get my satin cap back out. So if you can see, this is a pack that I got. It's a multi-pack of rollers. The blue ones are the smallest, and the yellow ones are medium, and the pinks are big. So I started off with the medium ones, and I started in the back and worked my way forward. When I ran out of the medium, I went with there's, let's say, small, medium, large, and extra large. I started with the large ones, and when I ran out, then I went to medium. Then I mixed it up a little bit maybe, and I put some large and some smalls up here. So I'll turn around and let you see that. Green is large, yellow is medium, pink is extra large, and blue is small. So I put a lot of rollers in my hair, and now it's time to take them down. One thing that you want to do, actually I can't show you how to put a roller in. My mom taught me this when I was in like 8th grade. But the way that you put a roller in, she taught me this. I used to roll my hair a lot when I was in 8th grade. You want to make sure your ends are as straight as you can get. And you want to smooth out the ends, wrap the end around, and then you can start to tuck that end underneath and just, smooth this hair with these fingers. Just kind of rub it as you roll the roller up like that. And then when you clip it, you don't want it to be pulling too tightly here, especially if you're going to sleep in them, because if you sleep in them, if you lay on that roller, it's going to pull your hair and you're going to feel it if it's in the wrong way and you're sleeping on it. So you want to make sure to protect your roots and don't pull your hair too much. Okay, so let's start taking these out. I'm going to leave that one in for a little bit since I just took it down. I'll start, where should I start? Doesn't really matter. Just when you take your rollers out, what I do is I kind of let the end of it, when I get to the end, I just kind of let the end of it wrap around my finger like that, and then kind of roll it with my hands while I'm taking it out. Because if you just quickly remove the roller, and see, that kind of preserves the curl. And these didn't come out too tightly. I didn't put any gel or anything in these. And my hairs, when I straightened it lately, it was just kind of poofy, so they might not last the longest. But if you want them to be longer lasting, you might try to put something in that works to hold your hair before you roll it. But yeah, so I'm taking these out. But you want to if you put your finger around it, that keeps it from just kind of going where you want it to go. On the other hand, if you have a good curl with the rollers, their hair is curling well with them and you want spirals, then when you take them out, you turn them this way and kind of pull it down, straight down, and it kind of makes the curl up like stacked on itself. But those would be tight little curls. So you just continue to take out your rollers. That one's not very tight, but oh well, it's my bangs. Yeah. And then, when you get done taking all the rollers out, you can style it. Then you don't necessarily have to style it right now unless you find some benefit to doing that. So here's the back. And my hair isn't the straightest. I had straightened it, but it's kind of frizzy and it was getting curly again at the roots from being wet from sweat or steam or whatever caused it. Even got a little rain a couple times, I think. But yeah, this is just one way to put some kind of shape to your hair without having to go back and heat it all up again. Also when I did this straightening, I noticed that my hair was, it was getting dry, and I don't like for my hair to feel dry. I know it's not good for my hair to be dry because sometimes when it's dry, it makes it brittle, and I don't want my hair breaking. So I coated it. I used some castor oil grease before I put the rollers in. I'm kind of going back to using grease, which I had gotten away from in my natural journey, but my scalp was dry, and I was like, I gotta do something about this. And so I went and got this little jar of grease, and I greased my scalp. Because all the time, like if I put just olive oil on it or something, it might not penetrate my scalp like I need it to. So I needed something to really get to my scalp, really to condition it. I know some people advise against using grease. My mom didn't think it was a problem when she was little. That's what her mom used to use, and her hair was long, so I don't know. I haven't really used a lot of grease in my natural journey, but my scalp needed some help, seriously, and I was like, I gotta do something about this. I have to do something. Let's turn on a little nightlight. Let me see. Oh, that makes a little bit of a difference. In this bathroom, my arm gets close to the wall, and then I end up knocking the light on sometimes. Yeah, I'm grateful though, because my hair, like my ends aren't the, they're not in mint condition. But I'm grateful because my hair is getting back to the length it was, when it was having some of its better years, or months, or whatever, years, I guess. And I'm grateful for that, because when I started off, my hair, when I cut it, it was really, really short. Oh, this one's kind of tangled. If it got kind of tangled in there, if it gets tangled in, just, be careful. It's better to mess up the curl than to pull your hair out. So just kind of be patient with it. If you can preserve some of the curl, do that. But really figure out how to untangle it. But don't go yanking it out of your hair and pulling your hair out. Maybe not all of it, but you just, if you have to mess up the curl, so be it. Then you can just kind of try to shape it again. Alright. Yeah, I hope my video time is not too much for my phone, because I have a lot of pictures in my phone. And one thing I noticed about my phone camera is that when I put the videos on YouTube, it's a narrow video, which I really prefer that I can make it wide, but what can I say? It gets the job done. But maybe one day I'll get to make my wide videos again, so they'll be normal size. So what have you learned in your natural journey? What have you learned about your hair? I know when I was going natural, and I would watch some videos on YouTube, and they would talk about, well, this works for my hair. You have to find out what works for your hair. It can be kind of discouraging, because you're like, well, I don't know what works for my hair, and that's why I'm trying to find out. But it's really true. Like, some things that work for someone else's texture of hair, because there's different curl patterns, there's different textures. and what works for somebody else might not exactly work for you. So there might be some trial and error involved in your journey, like people talk about. You know, just try some things out and see how they work. You know, don't try anything that you know is going to be damaging to your hair, but try some things out that you're kind of questioning, oh, this person looks like they might have the kind of curls that I do or the kind of texture that I do. Let me see if their products work. And of course, like I've mentioned before, I'm an advocate for natural things. So, and that doesn't mean that I use natural products all the time, because I don't. But when you can use natural stuff, I think you're doing your body a favor. And I think it's worth it, even though it's kind of hard to find what's really natural now, because so many things are like genetically modified and all this stuff. But the less chemicals, I mean, you just can kind of hope that if you're using less chemicals, that your body is you know, is being benefited, even if stuff is genetically modified. I don't know. You just have to do your research, I guess, because genetic modification can be a very bad thing too. So there's so much back and forth information of what you hear about stuff. You hear this product is good, then again you hear, oh, this product is not good, people are using it and blah blah blah. But you know, it's good to be in Christ, because when you're a Christian, when you are eating this stuff and you're like, I don't know what this is, I don't know if it's genetically modified or not, you know, when you don't have a choice and you have to eat stuff, you know, that you buy from the store, we have the ability to bless it, to pray for it, and it's sanctified by the Word of God and by prayer. And so we don't have to worry about it. This guy's going to take care of us. Okay, so that's all the rollers there. Got all of those out. And from how it looks right now, it looks kind of from back in the day. But you just kind of work with it. Just kind of figure out how you want to do it. You can kind of separate the curls. Get some little combs or clips. And just kind of, my curls don't want to separate right, because they don't have the tightest pattern. But you just, you know, pull it in the way that you think you want it. Get a headband, put it on. And it might look, you know, from back in the day right now. But once you get some clips or headbands or something and kind of pull it up, you can make it look a little more up to date by doing that. So this is another thing you can do. Put rollers in your hair or curl your hair. If you want to make a shorter look and your hair is longer, that's another thing you can do, is roll it, because the curls are going to cause the look of shrinkage and some actual shrinkage. So, but it also gives a fuller look. So if you like full hairstyles, curl your hair, roll it up. And if you've never done it before, take a shot at it. Well, another thing recently that I did was I put in an order for some curl formers. I wanted some before, but they cost so much that I didn't order any. And then one night, like last week, I just did this search on like Google or something, I don't know, some internet search, and I found on eBay for like $5.76 or something like that. I found these things, these curl formers. It's like a 24 pack, and then the shipping was like $3 and something, so the total came up to $8 something, and I'm just like, this sounds too good to be true. So You might not, I don't know if you want to try that order until you see what I get.